the vibe. All right. Yeah, it's up.
It gave me an ad.
I was happened to be early. Like, I was gonna watch a friend's stream, and like, it kept. It must be because they were ending the stream, but it kept like the ads kept crashing, and then I couldn't even get through. And I watched the same ad like 4 times. It was.
That sounds beautiful, Derek. Do it again. Do it again.
You know, and that's the other thing. I forget when people are watching my own stream, like they're probably getting ads at inopportune times, and I'm just like unaware of it, and it's obnoxious.
I feel like it's definitely no ads are ever at opportune times. They are never at opportune times. Like this has been established as fact already. Is
Was
ads
like
at a good time? Is there ever a good time?
Well, the least opportune time I think is the moment you step onto the stream, because it's just like, oh, like it just makes you not want to click on your streams because you know you're gonna have to sit through ads.
Yes.
And if like you want to immediately say something to someone, it's like, oh, I gotta wait like a minute, then I gotta type the message, or I gotta contextualize what they're doing, then I gotta type the message, and then I gotta wait to see them respond, and it's like.
So I was getting to like this stressful part in there was this time gate thing in Subnautica, right? And so I was about to go down and like shit was about to go down in maybe like 5 seconds, and then this person said, "Oh shit, an ad," and I just paused the game and I was like, "Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Can I go?"
Wait,
good?
Wait, you were streaming Subnautica?
Yeah, at some point.
Oh.
Nothing of note happened except for the fact that like I think somebody tried to save me. They got killed and I was like, just wasted my time then, and then I went back home. I think nobody was happy about that.
Wonderful.
I was told by a friend who was like, someone just came over to this place to try to save you, and all you can say is you wasted your time. What is wrong with you? They died saving you, Effie. Why do you have to be like this? Do we need to do a recap, or are we just starting the next chapter?
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, the recap is that we finished the first case, in which the main character is very foolish for picking up a gun, and everyone else is a little bit foolish for coming up with this absurd plot that involved so much perjury and just like. But it was really funny, so that was the most important part of it. And now we're up to the adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band, which eagle-eyed people like myself, who have read maybe 3 Sherlock Holmes stories, know that that's one of them. Well, I mean, it's called the Speckled Band.
What bothers me most about that case that we just got through was the fact that the culprit is never going to be brought to.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's like.
Yeah,
like,
oh,
wait,
yeah,
hang on.
Happened.
It's talking.
Sholmes and I waited.
Sholmes!
Breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air.
Cast away.
I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Okay, so I can't remember if I spoiled it on the last stream, but yeah, like, that's the thing about the Speckled Band, is like, the person dies in their room, and like then Holmes discovers, oh, they had a snake in the vent.
So then, let us
Oh.
unravel this mystery.
So that's not going to be the big
Oh my
twist
God,
here because they've
animation.
already told
To this
us.
curious murder. Pray,
Animation.
excuse me.
Yeah, it looks nice.
The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor. Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A
That
Russian
bottle
word.
is cheering up.
So the victim was a Russian
I-
man then.
I saw that.
And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script.
No, I can't read that last one.
Not penned in the same way as
Nice.
this message.
A crin.
In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
He's got a gun like Darte.
This paper seal was placed just prior to the incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
What?
So fast?
Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Why does she have a British accent?
Who are you?
think
and
they're
where have you
Britain.
come from?
I'm a great British consultant detective, the only one in the
Yeah,
world.
but she.
I'm not sure that.
Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of him.
This game doing some things. Oh, so I didn't read the date before because I thought that it would stay on screen. I don't know if I can check it now. And now I'm realizing that it doesn't say with it. Wait. Oh, sorry. 9th of January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship Burya.
I can't believe people would be up at that hour.
Wait. You mean late or early?
That early.
I mean, if you're
Either
oh,
wake you could be waking up that early or you could be staying up that early.
I don't know. I mean, if you're on a boat, like, don't you have to be adjusting the time every single time you pass a time zone? Like-
Doesn't mean you're going.
It would be kind of meaningless at some point. Anyway, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait, I can't move. It's like he's in a dream.
That animation though.
What? Why am I in handcuffs? You want to do this one?
So you wake up now, hmm? We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. How did he even speak earlier on? It was kind of weird.
Is it?
Do not
I don't remember.
I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man.
Hey, Valadic. You found me then. That's
you're the
something no
culprit.
innocent person says.
We found you, and now you pay. Criminal.
Okay, maybe
Criminal?
you do want to
Criminal.
put a Russian accent on it.
How do I put a how?
You were just doing it. It worked.
Oh, I want to die.
Going
How
well.
long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Hmm?
Ugh, sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes.
I don't know if I can do a Russian accent.
I really don't want to find out if this is how it goes.
It's
I
okay.
don't want people to call me names.
It's okay. Like this guy doesn't even have a name. How important could he be?
I just died inside. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, hmm?
No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Oh, okay.
This is beautiful.
Hey.
Its name. I keep thinking that that name is like attached to a dude just because of that guy, that one guy.
Yeah,
in
Okami.
I keep thinking, oh wait, this is a match. The faces and the name don't match. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Oh my god, we killed someone again? Miss Cesaro?
Hell yeah.
Wait, what did you just say? Take his life?
Renosuke taketh and he giveth.
What? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? I should remember the name Kazuma, shouldn't I? No, he's...
Kagami!
Oh, yeah, Kazuma. Okay.
Kagami!
Yeah, it's been a week.
I also forgot his name. I was like, who's he? Am I voicing him?
Yeah.
Ha! You pretend not to know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt.
It's like, Ryunosuke, it's so much easier to remember.
You are the killer! Don't try to make excuses.
What?
Kazuma-sama was...
Oh.
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago.
And then Effie realizes... One less character to voice!
More characters! Oh my god, were we literally saying last stream that what happened if Kazuma just died?
I don't remember.
Didn't we just say that? What are the odds? Shit, Sazato's next.
Well, now I don't feel as bad making you voice the judge.
Here, in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside.
It's his body.
Hit the floor.
Someone has to.
Please. Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. He was alive in the last chapter.
How long ago was the last chapter?
And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I can't wait until it's like he got stabbed and Ryunosuke picked up a knife because it was just there. That's just what he does.
What's new, Ryan? It's very classic. I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please.
No. No!
Nice one.
I wasn't ready for that. Kazuma.
I can tell.
It was just 2 short weeks ago.
2 weeks. Wow.
Oh, we played this too early then. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Ha 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 ha. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
Oh, he's the barrel guy from Obra Dinn.
Wait, what?
The barrel guy. From chapter 1.
Hi.
The stowaway. The stowaway that's in a barrel. Anyway. It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Well, one of us is.
Yes. I still can't quite believe that. Really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. what happens when two 12-year-olds collide. You must see even less of Amanda. You wow.
Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. Can we just talk about the fact that we just said, oh, I don't have to voice Kazuma, but here I am.
Yeah, okay. But I
the
mean,
thing-
after this, and all the other
That's not jinx
flashbacks.
it. That's not jinx.
He won't be in the core. Or,
Hmm.
depending on what they do in his core.
Unless he kept doing flashbacks of you and Kazuma in this cozy space.
Or maybe, like, Maya Fey will possess him. And then,
Oh
I don't
no, not that
Any-
shit again. Oh, maybe he'll possess Suzato instead.
anyway.
But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
They're a steady bunch, that's for sure.
What I want to know is, why do you need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean?
Is that Susano?
Suzato.
Yeah, I said it wrong on purpose. It is. From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we had done, that would make her guilty by association. She would be GBA, a Game Boy Advance. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
The implications, the implications. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long.
It's just getting in larger and larger storage spaces.
Yeah. Apparently can fit in all of them. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'd be a breeze. Though, doesn't Kazuma need to bring stuff with him to Great Britain, though? But all he's bringing
No,
is
it's okay.
here.
He's not gonna make it.
No.
It works out. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that line. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I tell you what. Why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper?
What?
Or maybe he staged his death, just like in D&D when people want to kill off their characters. Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at Nixport. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer!
No, I'm not a murderer.
Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Susano-san?
Please stop.
Please, tell me what happened. I need to know.
No!
Oh, sorry, she said.
Very well.
Yeah.
But there is something I would like to ask of you too.
Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare
In more
is getting
ways than one.
worse by the minute. What are you gonna say?
Nothing.
I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. So the first thing I'm noticing is there is clearly an air vent above the cupboard.
Ah.
That's probably notable.
Mm-hmm.
He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it. They think I'm Kazuma's killer.
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There is no access to the cabin via porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. He
What?
ventured.
What if they threw an ice cube and they smacked him in the head and the ice evaporated?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san. You have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
I don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience.
Well, yeah, because the ship's doctor's not dead yet.
I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted on the export of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury.
That's true, yes.
Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
No, we haven't even found out why someone killed the first guy. Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes I was, but...
He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he didn't come.
So he just waits outside his
sense that he
doorway every
wouldn't.
day.
Isn't that normal?
Like, I don't know, it sounded much more longing than I think it was intended.
Much more what, sorry?
Longing.
Oh.
Um,
Maybe they're extremely good friends.
I don't know, I didn't get that vibe, really. Also, like, isn't she a kid?
Is she 16?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't the age
They're
of
very
consent
good
in
friends.
Japan 17? Something that's not 18. Maybe it is 16. This is a dumb question to ask on
Anyway.
stream, and I'm not gonna pursue it.
Yeah.
Does that
Yep.
mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder.
I wonder. I knocked, but there was no reply.
But it's funny also because I was just thinking of Brennan standing outside of Keishi's door in the first Higurashi, but
Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and then we managed to get inside. There was Kazuma-san, collapsed on the floor.
good thing that's not my name he's writing.
Can't be Leon.
It's always Leo. You're just not looking at it the right way.
Yeah.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but
This is all very hard to believe for me, too. Trust me.
now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yes. Alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Oh. Darling.
Why are you even on board the ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No, no, no! That would have been impossible, obviously. Well.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you? But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Flashback number 2!
Wait. No, come on. Ahem. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
A lawyer.
Lawyer.
Well,
Hell yeah.
yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious.
You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But no, that's you.
But I've never really thought of becoming a lawyer. I messed up a different word.
Well, that's something that you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
I'd be like a lawyer with the way I'm always getting you off.
that's a
Then what?
statement.
No, it's a Fallout Boy
Phrasing.
song.
Phrasing. Nothing. Forget it.
Or is it always trying to?
Kazuma-sama is. He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I'd ever seen before. Suzaru-san. I'm sorry that we kept it secret. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. Find it.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
I was waiting for you to say Game Boy Advance. That's exactly
That was
right.
tempting.
Word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, thing is, I don't really remember. Oh, there's gonna be so much gaslighting. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I
fell asleep?
well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stare when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes.
What a knucklehead.
I know it sounds unbelievable. Oh! Really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing, like anything.
Really? Sorry, I'm a bit far away.
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Zaru-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh.
Vent murderer, yes or no?
Oh, it's a question if it's human. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh. I can't take this.
Why did this happen to me? Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I can't wait till we represent ourselves again. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and he was annoying. I had to do it. And I didn't do anything to try to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied up, while whoever did this walks free? No! I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to find out who took his life, and how, and why they did it. Well, I'm not sure about the why, but... So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. She said,
Hiya! Oh, wow. She looks like she has blood on her sleeves.
what the... This is like when you pick a fight with Emma from Sekiro.
Ah, that was the Susato takedown. Susano
A
takedown.
sus Arto what? What martial art form is that? Shit, I just realized her name is Sus in it.
Stop. I'm going to need you to prove it.
Now you can't not see it. Sorry? Prove it.
Yes. You're 27 and your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already? What you achieved just a few weeks ago?
No, but I didn't do an investigation.
You successfully defended yourself in a court of law, with the help of Kazuma, no less.
Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this sort of some awful crime.
Yes!
Because
Present your pin. You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that.
oh, I better try to come up with something I've once get the feeling she'll throw me away in the floor.
The way you're looking at me. I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough.
No, it was definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. Let's get Suzaru-san. Wait. Akelu. Does that say keep out in Japanese? It's in katakana. That doesn't sound right at all.
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Classic British people discovering something that already existed.
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Because you were always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, you did the same last night as well.
Ah! You know what I expected? I expected the text for Suzato to be upside down and on the upper half of the game.
That would be
Yes.
very good.
Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
They're about to, like, do a Spider-Man scene, sure. Hey, Damsung. Actually, wait, what is the I'm thinking the schematics of him being, like, seeing her upside down. Like, is he, like, on his back completely? I don't know. It's hard to work out. But if I truly were the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, it wasn't an instant death, or you built a back up.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor,
Wow, who did that?
can't be me. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Well, you had only had 2 options to present to her. It's not like you were full of options.
Thank you, Suzaru-san. Now, do you perhaps think you could help me up?
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least.
You know, you're right, Damsung. This is all just like role play. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What
Really?
does she think I am? A magician? No, that's the other character. Hello, Chuck Bob.
Hello!
How long have you been streaming for? Like, I went to bed while you were streaming, I woke up and you were still streaming. Was that all the same stream? Yeah, 18-hour stream will do that.
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here.
Best of luck with that. Yeah, anyone watching, check out Chuck Bob's stream. I believe he's doing charity for Extra Life. It doesn't have a command, does it? But the intent is there.
I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Suzaru-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get to voice the next character.
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Damn it, I'm not Trucy right! Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear. I will avenge your death. Oh god, this is the thing I was looking forward to the least. Investigations. Okay,
Wait, really? Isn't that like the fun part of the Ace
No,
Attorney
it's
game?
the painful part of the Ace Attorney game.
It's so fun.
No, yeah,
actually
it's
not a
fun until you have to
visual
find the
novel.
last thing.
It's actually not a visual novel though.
I
a
much prefer
game.
the cases because then it's much more just reading. And I don't know, it's not clicking on things. Anyway,
kidding,
until
kidding.
you do those like mini games where you are doing that. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buoy. It's essentially a list of. Oh, sorry, that's you. Is that the last one you as well? It doesn't say.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
I like this, like, I think you did it, but I will help this investigation. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Okay, so no one used a weapon because no one would break the rules. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? But I absolutely wanted to make that joke.
What sort of BuzzFeed quiz is this? Or is that it's that new Jackbox game where it's like you have to draw, it's like something that's 60% between pet and weapon. Actually, that was literally the prompt, I think. It's like draw something that's like it'll give you a slider and it'll like give you the percentage. You need to draw a picture that matches that, and there's differences like between like somewhere in the middle of weapon and pet.
Oh no.
I had a good one that was like you had to draw something that was 80% sheet music, 20% fire exit.
Well, I just need to fill up 80% of the screen easy.
The one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. I'm not even
You
supposed to be
say.
here! That's a reference
Oh
to
dear.
Clerks.
That won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Suzaru-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yes, that's not good. She's gonna. You see, you have the right analog stick and you can move.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
Okay.
I'm sure you're careful to look around. Look all around using D-pad left, D-pad right, aren't you?
Ah, yes. The year is 1900 and those things make sense to me.
Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yes! Let's do that!
Can't believe we're still on a tutorial in chapter 2.
I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Oh, you've never played Persona 5, have you?
No.
Oh, man. Okay,
The
okay.
tutorials never
They
end.
tell you which ones you've clicked on. This might not be so bad. The books have fallen off over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way, and you have to spell out penis, like in, We Were Here.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. You know,
No,
it'd be
it was
funny-
a penis, I remember now.
You know, if it would be a funny bit if that was actually like if you actually wrote that and then something killed you in the game. It'd be pretty funny.
Or it has like an achievement, like in What's the game where it like gives you an achievement if you swear? A Hat in Time does it. That's it.
Wasn't there like the first game had an achievement called a happy ending, wasn't it? And that's how I found out what it meant.
Wait, which one? We were
The
here.
first game, we were here, yeah. One of the achievements was a happy ending.
Doing what?
Well,
What you mean for killing them?
no. Like the happy ending was when if you went to the lever and kept pulling it multiple times.
Oh!
That's how I found out.
Okay.
Not really what I wanted to find out, but I found out.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training. Do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. This is where you and me differ, Ryunosuke. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case? I wonder. Like, it sounds like it's a cat, you know? It's just like, just screw this book in particular.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, like, my obvious thing is, like, maybe it's just, like, they tipped over on each other, but, turbulence? I don't know. The statue means it obviously means something's been tilted to the west side of the room. If forward is north, you get me.
Well, I'll just set everything right again. I don't like to see him. Isn't she not supposed to touch
Yeah,
the crime scene?
she was just scolding us for messing with the crime scene.
What's,
I say
Why
us,
does she
but
like
I guess
this?
it's me. I don't know. I've been inconsistent about this.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, of course. It has to
Yes.
fit me in it.
It carries a lot of memories for me. Because it carried me, and I contain all my memories.
Memories, what do you mean?
Oh, you know the hit song from 2009? Well, actually, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Yes, I see it says this way up in Japanese.
Which, in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read.
Oh!
I was turned over and over and
no.
over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh no.
Maybe that's where the headache came from.
The what?
The headache.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Really?
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown.
I mean, that's common sense.
Let's have a click. No. I've investigated thoroughly, but can't find anything out of place.
Can you imagine if you investigated everything except the crime scene?
I mean, I always like in these sorts of games, like in either Summon Files 2, I would always like look at the body, the last thing.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator.
Or also
Vent
known as an
gas.
imposter.
Vent gas. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
YES. Isn't that a little odd? Oh, that's a great clip. That clip still exists, right?
So, do I vent gas? Do I vent gas?
Like- well,
What do you mean?
this ventilator, if that's what it is, it looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough.
No, it's okay because that
something
room will have a
like
vent to the next room, and then that room has a vent to the next room, and then eventually it gets out.
Uh-huh.
Hi Vagabond. You missed. Kazumi is dead. We definitely killed him, and we are in the closet, but we've come out of the closet because we were accused of murder. That's about it. And now I'm doing the dreaded investigation period. Also, hi Vagabond and hi Ducky. Welcome aboard. I'm clicking on everything except for the outline of the body.
This is yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean? Contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
This exact thing is in the Sherlock Holmes story. Really? That sounds almost magical.
It's kind of common though, I think.
I know, but like they are deliberately referencing Sherlock Holmes here. I literally read it this year. Like there's a jigsaw puzzle I have that is like a clue to it or something. I can't remember. And I did not at all know the solution to it. I had to read the solution and then understand. But the point is that I've seen this shit before.
So you're like, not this shit again.
But it's okay, they said no pets allowed, so it has to be something else.
It's you, Inosuke. You're the pet and the dangerous object. Why not both?
Shall we give it a little try?
Ding! Yes, in the interests of cultural research, obviously.
And then Sen's Fortress will finally open.
Ding ding ding! Suddenly Lizard Man. Suddenly crickets.
Wait, I don't even know if you mean Lizard Man as in the first enemies you see in Sen's Fortress.
But they were snake men, weren't they? I can't remember. Were they snake men or lizard men?
Column A,
They were
column B?
reptilian men.
Yeah.
They're reptilian men. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
Crazy. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. That makes sense. This is pre-Brexit in the UK, so.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan.
Where are they?
Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
Like a boat trip from Japan to the UK sounds horrible, but like where do you go through? Like do you like cut through around Indonesia and then go under South Africa? Did the Panama Canal exist then? I don't know, but this is one of those trivia things I should know, but I don't. I think living isn't quite the right description.
Surviving. Barely surviving. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
Oh, what if the Suez Canal exists and then like this boat gets stuck in the Suez Canal?
You know, a friend and I were like jokingly saying, you know what, you should just walk from Germany to Singapore, and he had to cut through Ukraine. It was pretty, it was not great. the road was just not great. The entire like.
I mean, it's the same distance as Perth to Sydney, I'm sure. It's about the same.
Sure. Sure.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Same about Rinosuke. He was in the closet until, like, even when the guy died. He stayed in the closet.
Well, I'm sure he just doesn't want to come out of the closet. Give him
Oh,
space.
it's too late for him to come out of the closet because he's dead.
He was forced out of the closet. That's even worse.
Thank you for this educational moment, Vagabond. This is going to be how I vaguely remember when the Panama Canal happened, because I'm going to remember it in reference to this game. So thank you very much for that. And let's put your line. It'd be really rude to feed me incorrect information, but I trust you.
This is where dear Kazuma-san would have sat wherever he was writing. Vagabond is now like searching desperately and making sure and double checking their notes just to make sure that they gave you the right information.
Gotta
Very stressful.
reference it with 5 Encyclopedia. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. Didn't even make it to his destination.
Looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means
Also,
he was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened?
I feel like it's really dangerous to have the candle like that.
It's out.
I know, but still, like seeing it just doesn't seem right.
It's
if that
giving me
makes any
some
sense.
real that scene in the middle of Final Destination I saw last week vibes. Just like we're gonna pick up that cup and notice there's a crack in it. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hey, yeah. it's like-
Yeah,
Oh, not again.
that's out of the question. Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important, something relevant to the case? Alright. I won't read it.
She's going to read it. Poor Kazuma-sama.
Don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, in Double Entendre case, isn't the need for clues more important? Alright, what do we got left here? The chair!
Don't forget that you can pan. That was a
Yeah.
tutorial
No,
on
I was just making sure.
that. It was a
gonna-
tutorial on that.
I don't even know if I'm clicking on the chair or the sun. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. Brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Well, straight?
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart.
You telling me that there are 2 male characters who had a close bond in this game, and they're not entirely straight? Wait, did you read this bit?
Yet, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on the ship?
Now you're gonna bring that up, are you? I can't win. I've still only voiced one character this entire stream.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Well, you know,
How
if
do you check it in?
if they went through the of the Suez Canal, then they might actually get to pass the Strait of Gibraltar. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
How did he bring it on board?
It's not a dangerous
I
weapon.
believe... there we go. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. This is just Danganronpa Chapter 1, isn't it? And now he's got, like, riding, sword. Now he's going up.
Except they didn't need to convince anyone to check it in.
Let his spirit go just yet. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
Would you eat it on the
Oh,
floor? Would you eat
no.
it by the door? Would you eat it with a mouse? Would you eat it in a house?
This is he's definitely a pet. Oh. Oh.
Well, I mean, you can be a pet and not be a dog. I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at a table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But is there still chicken on the bone? But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all,
Not
did he?
that Danganronpa Chapter 1. No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Although I was also thinking of the other Danganronpa Chapter 1 just because of the things that had fallen down. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no! Does that mean he didn't eat? Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy breaky stomach. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. I bet he has some witty analysis. Excuse me.
What?
I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see.
Sorry?
The criminal asking investigator for information about this crime. His crime, very funny.
Oh. It wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
He might have some useful information though. I'll have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
How do you... Never mind. Of course not. Now
Yeah.
back to corner of room and make silent. Nice. I say no more to you.
Yeah, hello. Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. He must be because the year is 1901 and the Romanovs have just been assassinated. It's actually around 1970. I don't remember.
Semantics.
Tell me. Oh, I already did that. Didn't do this one. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage.
Let me see. Rap Delta Poggers?
I think the first letter is a Greek letter as well.
Was it Ro?
I can't remember.
Because Ro's the one that starts with letter R.
Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
Suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? But this is chapter 2, so we can't just spell out the name of the criminal. And we can't just, like, watch the criminal kill him beforehand. I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. Can you do it better next time?
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? Then what? There's a little palindrome there. Language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's all Greek to me. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean? I wonder.
I wonder. Oh, what? When did he show up?
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Well, so now we know that it's like non-Euclidean, or it's like Danganronpa chapter 4 and 2, like where you can just turn up there. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he vent?
You've noticed the man too, have you? Maybe he was just like dehydrated. I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks sus and tall. Sussy tall.
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me.
Yes, I've killed again!
Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. Doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him.
That's his position right now is definitely not unusual. There's nothing unusual about him at all. He's perfectly normal.
And he's investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Is he dead?
Is Sherlock Sholmes dead or alive? Well, in that
Volleyball?
case, you must talk to him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Suzato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
She's a fan. By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, when you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Well, you're at a shooting range. Hi, Potato. Alright then. I get that sussy tall gentleman in my sights,
Stop.
and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
I mean, handcuffs and under house arrest by the crew. Not to mention Suzato-san's constant glares. I think it's fair to say I'm stuck in this cabin for the time being. I should focus on investigating you and see what I can find out. What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware that I tried to click on last time. It is Final Destination! No! He got killed by the computer! Well, no, not really, but you know, it was one of them. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. That's not what you should be noticing right now, Suzato. Looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket around like this around him with him, would he? Well, if you don't think he would do it, then maybe that's why he does it secretly.
And the mark beside it. What is it? I wonder. It's a sort of brick-like hue.
Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Well,
So is blood.
it's not really the color. Like, it looks pink to me. Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Alright, so you gotta click on him with the crosshair, and then you go, no, that's wrong! Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation! I need to work out a better voice. I'm not going to, though. Maybe I should leave him alone. Seems a little unfriendly.
Really? Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you...
Ah!
too long.
He reminds me of Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
I was gonna say Inspector
giving me-
Gadget.
It's giving me strong Gojo vibes.
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah, I
Little
see.
bow.
Fascinating. Sorry. What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Good morning. Oh yes! Everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive, having recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry? What? And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining. Hey, that reminds me of that guy who never says elementary.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Oh, it really is the Russian Revolution, eh? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And when the Barabond occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now, nothing deceives these eyes.
What eyes?
Just to be clear, you are talking about me, aren't you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No. Listen, there's no way out.
Oh, you spun a lot longer this time. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. I just slipped into the
Oh.
other guy's voice.
Forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign crimes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There you have it, you see. What do you make of that? Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England. And I'm in the handcuffs at the scene of the murder. So, if you're not really sure, you could just call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Huh. don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the country, known for messy, known to men and women the world over. I thought I wasn't tired. Apparently I am. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes.
The very same. The unimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that reminded me of something. Do you know this man, Suzaru-san? No shit, Sherlock.
The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
So I recommend There Is No Game, which came out like in 2021, 2020, which is a game that like doesn't even like they literally just call them Sherlock and Holmes. I mean, and Watson, Holmes and Watson. That's it. Because of like, I think Sherlock Holmes is a free thing now. Words coming to me. What planet have been living on then?
You must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Sorry, I'm still laughing at Watson.
Was it Twatson or Twatson? Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this?
I'm okay.
I feel like this crosses the bar of public domain, but I'm not sure. Anyway, now we can finally do this. Mr. Sholmes, what do you make of this? Shh! Quiet. When I'm ruminating over the course of my deductions, nothing must disturb my mind. Oh, so sorry. Oh. An Indian curry, perhaps? What's he ruminating over? Lunch menu? I've never seen anything like this. Most extraordinary writing.
You said the same earlier this morning, I think.
Indeed, but its uncommonness is so remarkable. I felt the need to say it anew. Yes, I do believe these characters may be a crude attempt at an old Japanese script.
Mr. Naruhodo, I don't like to be the one to tell you this, but I think Mr. Sholmes is trying to say that your handwriting is a little untidy.
Is he making fun of me? I need to stand up for a moment and walk outside for a bit because I'm nodding off. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Alright. So, how's everyone doing today? I hope it's been a lovely Friday. It's been nice. People are looking forward to the weekends. Had to walk home in the rain, oh no. Was it a very heavy rain? I know I had to like wait for quite a bit before going into work one of the days because it was just pouring and it was not great. I hope you didn't fall sick though. You got stabbed in... Was it needles or was it a knife? Can I have some context, please, before I get concerned? The bus is... Oh, how come? That sucks. Needle, but it felt the same. Why? Was it a vaccination? No clue. That sucks. Did you manage to get to your destination in time though? And how did you do it?
I think I'm better now.
Hi, better now. Welcome back.
No, we don't talk about better now unless you redeem it. I think it was 2018 number 30 something. I have chocolate now. I'm also... I was gonna say I'm sorry for both of you, but then I read Potato's next message. And now I'm trying to think of something dramatic that happened to me today that I can over-dramatize. Apart from being accused of murder, if you count this.
Not sure if that's something you want to expose on stream, technically, if it's not true.
I don't see why not. I mean, the current host of Jeopardy did literally say on the stage that he murdered the person. Anyway,
What chocolate is it, by the way?
it's a bounty.
Not again.
It's because there were more bounties than anything else in the fridge, so I thought it even out.
Fair.
It wasn't my favorite choice, but
What is your favorite choice?
I don't know. I like cherry ripes.
Wait, I've never tried cherry ripes. What are they like?
They're like cherry.
Are they mostly chocolate or mostly cherry?
They're both.
I see that they're mostly cherry. You lie.
The outside of it is totally chocolate.
Yeah, but like there's so much more cherry inside.
Well, yeah, but the casing of it is like a significant portion of the total volume.
I prefer Mars bars.
I strongly disapprove of them, but I know other people like them, so I don't make it a big deal. I just accept that it's a different taste.
Wait, why do you disapprove of them?
I just don't like the taste of them.
Ah, okay, fair enough. I was like, is this gonna be some sort of like background where like Mars is just not a good brand or something?
No, I'm not creating the Mars bar schism. It's just that ever since I was a kid, I thought they were terrible. I hated them. Whenever I ate one by accident, I was like, oh.
I feel like there's something wrong with this kid. It's like caramel and fudge.
Yeah, no, it's the caramel. Like I was like, I don't even
like caramel.
I don't hate caramel as a rule. I just usually don't like it.
Oh, so like, you wouldn't like caramel candy in that case?
No, yeah, most stuff that had caramel, I didn't like it.
Caramel lattes?
I don't drink coffee anyway.
Caramel tea? Is that even a thing?
It's coffee and tea is the same thing. Anyway,
No, they're not the same.
to me, I don't drink them. Anyway. I did not come here to start the great chocolate bar war.
Protocol.
I just came to like wake myself up.
Wait, so cherry ripes are Cadbury, right?
don't remember.
I feel like they should be.
Oh, I see. The great dispute is whether or not you call it candy.
Chocolate bars.
See,
They're
I,
crunchy bars. I've never seen Chomp.
Chomp is okay.
What is a star bar?
I don't know.
What is this shit?
What are you looking
the
at?
bar has- I'm just looking up Cadbury chocolate bars, and then it says like Star Bar is a brand of chocolate bar manufactured by Cadbury. The bar has chocolate covering and is filled with caramel and crushed roasted peanuts. I see why you've never had them. Never seen this in my life.
I don't think I've heard of that at all.
There's Boost, and there are crunchy bars, and there are Twirl bars. This is like a literal chocolate factory.
I'm trying to think, what's the one that they always put in like the Cadbury favorites that is literally no one's favorites?
Question mark?
Norby, I can't think of what it is. Like, now I gotta look it up. It's
I remember like when like people in Australia brought candy for us, they keep saying we have lollies. I brought some lollies, and I keep thinking lollipops, like, you know, the candy that's actually on a stick, but no, it's just like candy and wrappers, and I get slightly disappointed every single time.
I can see it. Moro, that's it. It's like the one thing in Cadbury's favorites no one's ever heard of outside of it, and no one likes it. They just exist. Cadbury's favorites is a trick to sell Moro bars. Anyway, back to the game. I think we're playing a game.
Are we?
Great vegetables. So you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Also, I like my chocolate. Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I see you're German. Herlock. What's it? I can't do a German accent. No, I have no hair. I have hair. Please call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. But you telling me you've been to Tasmania and I haven't?
Yeah, I went to Tasmania like years ago, and then like we went to the chocolate factory, and then we brought back like cardboard cases of candy back.
And you didn't get like mutilated by the chocolate factory things? And they didn't like sing a degrading song about you?
No.
You didn't get to own the chocolate factory?
I wish I did. But like, you know, like they brought us on a tour, and they kept like handing candy to us. Then they had this basket of candy, just like giving out candy to all the tourists. But like, because we're like quote unquote polite people, we're just like, oh, we'll take one bar. And then like you get to see, like, as they go further down the back, you get to see people who are like grabbing handfuls of them, and then you're just regretting at the front, like, oh fuck, I should have gotten more of it. And,
That's the lesson. Never be at the front. So then you don't have to, like, then you can see someone else set the example.
Yeah, but then like as we like keep like going to different rooms, right, they would give us more candy, so you just accumulate candy anywhere, and it's amazing. And then you buy candy at the end of it, and it just never ends.
Why would you
It's
pay
great.
for it at that point?
I mean, like, cause we don't grab handfuls of them, but also there are like different like other kinds of candy. Like, I was not aware that Cadbury had such a huge range of chocolate bars. It was crazy. Anyway, oh yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England, especially.
Well, that's where it came
So
from.
nerd.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then? Indeed, I am! And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward. I need something to pretend to be a pipe, but I don't want to get a pen because then I might accidentally suck on it. Which I did when I was a kid at school. My trusty biographer records my greatest detective achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
How does it taste like?
What? It's not pleasant to drink ink. As much as rhymes are great, that rhyme is not the best one. What do you mean, Fackham? I'm trying to think. What's something in here?
Oh, use your mic.
No! And my mic is permanently like. My mic is like you put a piece of cheese in front or whatever, like a piece of food in front of a cat on a string that's like attached to it, so that when it runs forward to get it, it just moves further away. You see, it is attached to my head in the same manner.
No, just shove it in your mouth then. That's how you're supposed to do it.
I can't. You see, it doesn't bend that way. I need to do this, and then I couldn't hear you. And also, like, I don't want to know what you'd hear if I did that. Have a biographer then, do you? Wait, I mean, I could always do, like, what I... No, that's stupid. There must be something.
This is going places already.
No, we're not making any progress. We'll never finish this game.
Why are we aiming to finish this game? It's perfectly fine if we don't. It's about the journey, Jack. About the journey.
Yeah, does that journey ever end? You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in
Watson.
London.
Dr. Watson.
Wilson? Wow. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of the cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Oh, I mean, I do nothing but slight inclinations of posture. Fingernail, arm sleeves, furrows on the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and deduction. And fame! That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Sholmes. So the thing I just wanted to say is, so I knew there was this character in the game this whole time. And the main thing I'm thinking then, and I'm also thinking now, why is this character in the game? Like, what are they doing? Anything in particular? I don't know. Wait, Shirl. What's in
Hurl.
No, like
But with an S.
Not
like hucking, but shucking.
In the wait, what's the most recent Professor Layton game called? It's not the Great Professor. It's because she has a cat named Shirl. No, a dog. Newest. It's called Layton's Mystery Journey. Okay. Actually, it's technically not a Professor Layton game, it's a Layton game. Have I managed to do anything? My dear fellow. Elementary. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right! It was none other than the great detective you see before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him. Hi, Watsels. How goes your various games? I saw you booting up. Wait, how long have you had Apollo for? I thought you only. I felt like I thought you only played this recently, Vagabond.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
Fair enough. Like 2017, that's when I played like all the Danganronpa games, all the Zero Escape games. I was ages away from this. And I concealed myself among us, their number gaining entry into the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
It's a weird thing to say.
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say?
But wait, there's more.
It never stops. We'll never leave this room. Mr. Shoves, tell us, please. Like, I left this room sooner in the game, 13 minutes than I did here. Or 12 minutes. What two facts were apparent to you when you came to the cabin this morning? Ah, yes, but first, let me be precise. Two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. I guess I can do it like this. But now he's not, like, doing it. Yes, I understand. But what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Unless, of course, you know I locked it. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sherms. What made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Tapapob! Rapapob! That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, they pointed to W and S. Many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. You talk about cooked, served delicious, or overcooked, or I don't know. I never.
I think it's played up.
Compelled to play those games, to be honest.
It's played up.
Oh, and I especially every bit of offense, but I don't know if I'd be compelled to play it with Watsons.
Wow. Wow.
We should play Ultimate Chicken Horse at some time again, though. That's fun. In their final, yeah. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderov might be the name of the killer. Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it'd be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly.
Quite so, I found you! The renowned Russian revolutionary killer! Well, yeah, obviously, because Ultimate Chicken Horse isn't a team game. Unless that game isn't either. I don't know. Why is it that I'm Russian too? Oh good, you are wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you're acquainted. Now I see why I wasn't doing this. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people. I had no idea.
And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Yes, because it had already been. A body has been removed. Has been taken away since when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. I was going to say, like, the other thing, I'm really difficult with co-op games, and it's not even anyone. It might even just be my fault, but I'm just like very, not co-op-y in a sense of, I'm very demanding and I don't know. It's hard to find the right balance.
What? So he's saying he's not good at cooperation, so he doesn't play co-op games. He's bad. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes, thank you. The Russian word for wardrobe in purple ink would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. Can I ask you something, Mrs. Holmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that.
What's also saying now is that he would just let you do everything and then he would just follow you around.
See, that's the thing. It's like, I've been to escape rooms before, and it's just like, it's hard because I don't know anyone who will do an escape room with me who has a similar line of thinking to me that's not so similar that we think the same thing. But like, it's just like, it's always frustrating.
How were our Portal and We Were Here streams, Derek?
I don't know, you tell me.
I mean, if you could keep doing the series, I'm sure it's fine. Right?
I don't know. Ah yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Should I even, like, it seems offensive for me to say, like, even try. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. How many times are they going to do it is the question. Probably constantly. It's going to be this thing. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Well, it's okay, that means it's mutual. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? 1916? Oh. Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was fairly commonplace deduction. I actually just stretched myself in a dumb way.
Good work.
My leg hurts. Here we have the morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. They're not bordering countries, unless they mean he was Shanghai. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? I think it's safe to say that no one's Russian, because we're taking our time.
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Villain Bolshevik. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. I can't believe he's got John Lennon lenses. Long before John Lennon.
Oh my god. This guy is just absolutely chaos.
Well, I don't even... He could be the prosecutor, and who knows? Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower.
Ah yes, the journalists clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deed the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There could be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
Only once?
I wonder.
Well, now it's 3 times. And what about the part where you just said I was returning from Afghanistan? Also quite stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway?
Can I just say that this guy has contributed literally nothing to the case?
Yeah, we haven't found a single piece of evidence yet.
I'm so impressed.
It's amazing. It's been like nearly 2 hours too. This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, and then we're gonna see the scene where he got the paper. Thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Article on the front page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik. His first name is Villain. Flees Russia via Shanghai.
No.
And you may find yourself in the article on the back page of interest as well. This is not my beautiful cover headline. On the back. Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. Even though I just said you're Russian. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Before we started... Yeah, you know what? Actually, we do have some evidence. Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma! Ah yes! The victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Wait, what if it's Suzato who was actually the murderer after she tidied up the case over there and actually she like sniped him from the case?
Oh! Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We haven't really met anyone else that could be a culprit. We see the victim was engaged in penning some texts. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But
Is she going to give Sholm shit for reading the diary?
no, he's allowed to. I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic! And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. That explains how we're talking to each other. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Suzato takedown is.
Or will he?
Suzato-san, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair, don't you think? A single snail! Anyway, to return to the matter at hand. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim. What?
What do you mean? What does a single snail have to do with this?
Oh, you see, there are times when a single snail can cause the death of 6 billion people. Anyway, what's it say?
What?
Enjoy the food, Watsels. I also know what it's like to eat food in the middle of a stream.
Shut up.
It makes it sound like I'm making fun of you, but I'm making fun of myself.
I know, but it's just funny.
It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, Bonsai, Mikado, Naru. I trust you're suitably impressed. Oh, damn, he's a weeb.
But does he know
Oh.
Ara?
Does that mean, like, Ryunosuke can speak English? Is that what they're doing right now? But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
But he looks like a horse for some reason in that position.
So, what was all the showing up before then?
If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Holmes.
I'm much obliged, my dear madame.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, does she have to take down herself for reading his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
Wait a minute. That sounds like that Sherlock Holmes mystery. A whistling sound? What, do you reckon it's doing like Young Folks by Peter, Bjorn and John, or like Pumped Up Kicks, or these very deep waters, pray go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Le Grill? What the hell does that mean?
It's the vent. I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring... to the lattice up there on the wall, which connects the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. A diary Kazuma was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entrance he made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. This really would hit different if I just hadn't known this exact Sherlock Holmes story. So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness take hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to.
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Just like in Among Us, you gotta know which vents connect to which spots. Do you think? Except when you're playing on Mirror. Then shit's whack, yo. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? Oh god, no.
I agree. Oh god, no.
No, that would be somewhat complicated. But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Shit, he didn't, did he? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you were clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Holmes, I did hear you say that too.
See, in chapter 2 of Seki Maya, they never say her name. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Maybe I need to get a hat. I don't know if I have one in this room. I guess I have a hoodie, but I can't really... Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? I could, like, put a glove on my head or something? This is dumb. What I mean, sir, is this. If you're the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Roll.
Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humour is as twisted as his name. What's twisted about his name?
Nothing. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well.
But he said he didn't want to be with me. Aren't you forgetting something?
Neither do I.
What about these? There's no way I can...
Well, life is unfair. After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up?
I don't get the implication. Is it like that he was just... like they're too heavy for him to move. Like he doesn't need to have his arms free, does he?
You're just going to roll over and accept your fate.
Ugh. As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish on here first, don't we? Really? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
Oh wait, I thought she was like snapping the karate chop. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Through fire, justice is served.
When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed.
It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides along to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there'd be no way to get in or out of the cabin. That's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across the room in a situation like this.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. None of which are about Sherlock Holmes. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal and need sealed together perfectly.
I have many detective stories on my shelf right now, and none of them are Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, because they're all Sherlock Holmes.
Maybe. No, they're all Sherlock Horo.
Managed by his friend Watson. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick, yeah, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles going all up and down my spine. Woohoo!
Oh?
Oh, look over here.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? Why are all these people entering without any sound?
It's really making it not feel like a locked room mystery, I'm gonna be honest. That's what I thought. They must have touched the Seki Maya.
Why don't we try talking to him?
Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. But I suppose I could try.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories. Wait.
Did we not go through this bit?
Yeah, we did, but it was marking it as old.
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat if he was writing.
Wait. This is also old, but it's... I'm about to get, like, slapped again. Oh wait, no, it's just rereading what we've already seen, though. Yada yada yada.
What on earth could it all mean?
Speck of bad for the ventilator. We really do need to get to the cabin next door, seeing as that's where the ventilator connects to.
Yes, I agree with you. You know, I find it kind of funny that if he was really writing Russian, Like, if of all the things he would write in Russian, it would be right before he died, and he didn't even bother like writing on his case like this side up in Russian.
I find it kind of
Some-
sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had.
Sorry,
Don't worry.
there's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute.
What is it?
It's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
Hmm. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. What?
No, no, no!
Are you trying really hard to stay awake?
No, I just wanted to stretch. I should be okay. Is that...
Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
No, no. It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar.
Because he's wearing the same clothes as the other guy.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes!
I don't like that
What
term.
can I do for you?
Is he the butler? Oh my god. He is the waiter.
Oh, okay, different voice.
I
I recognize that face, but it can't be. Ahem, ahem, ahem. It
Not this
is.
guy again. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Aren't you like busy being on trial for perjury? Or obstruction of justice? Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. Maybe he's like Nurse Joy and like everyone just like sends like a bunch of Hosonagas up to any suspicious place, quote unquote, and then he's just one of those Hosonagas.
The Nurse Joy's all the same. There's gotta be
Yeah.
another example of that.
Hmm?
There's gotta be like an example where they are like different.
Yeah, but
It's more like
he
if
does look the
if
same.
you're gonna say Pokemon, it's more like Team Rocket because they're usually everything.
Hmm. But I mean, like they're just like by chance they're dispatching all of them at once at different times, and we're only just seeing this Hosonaga on this ship, when there could be many Hosonagas in other places. So actually, it's not suspicious
Or-
that
or-
it's
or
special
like-
orders.
Or like the red guy from Cow and Chicken. Hey Corvo. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Despair? Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not really sure if it's fabled exactly, but... So, you're a genuine
Genuine.
student, then... What?
Did you say genuine or genuine?
What's the difference?
You keep giving me shit for pronunciation. You to ask me what's the difference? Hmm.
No, I like... Is there like a reason to use one and not the other?
Pronunciation.
No, is there a reason to use one and not the other? Is it not just two pronunciations of the same word?
Is one of them correct or one of them wrong?
No,
Are both of them correct?
I think they're both fine.
Mm.
I'm gonna use one of them, like the wrong one now every time. Sorry. Look, I don't have time in my schedule to work this out. Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Can I have my badge back, please? Ah, this is the paper seal that was stuck over the wardrobe's door this morning, isn't it? That's right. Try to stop the cabin steward from opening up and discovering me. Wouldn't it have been better to write it in English if you didn't know Russian? Maybe, but Ofuda paper amulets like this are part of our culture, Inspector. And I thought if I made it look creepy enough, people would be too scared to want to look inside. It isn't easy being a stowaway, is it? Have you seen this photograph yet, Inspector?
You know, they should ask him to retire at the rate he's going. Why is he still on another mission? Oh dear, are you alright, Inspector? Susano got it.
Anyway, if he tells us to not talk about someone on the crime scene, then I know who to suspect. Yes, sorry. I'm fine. I was hoping to hide my upset with a fit of coughing and spluttering. I'm usually very good at it. Trying to stifle my feelings seems to have stifled my cough this time.
It's all so sad.
Asogi-san was such a promising young man. The Empire had such high hopes for him. I had high hopes for him, even though I'm just a detective. We're all gonna miss you, Kazuma.
Maybe Kazuma's not actually dead, but he's just dead for as a test for our wit.
Well, I haven't seen him. Just gone on hearsay. I'm
Mm.
sorry, but I can't read Russian very well. Oh no, that's alright. I know what it says. So you just wanted to point out your university linguistic talents, is that it? Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Forget I mentioned it. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary.
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Oh, the music.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill."
A speckled band? That is strange. No one says those words. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is, are you gonna go my way? Don't tell me. The ventilator. Is it...
You're very astute, Inspector.
They haven't set engineers on, so only the imposter can use it. The ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin. That's right. So if we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders?
Captain, my captain.
Oh, captain. I'm a man of my word.
Oh my god, I yawned as well. It's your fault.
It is contagious. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san.
C'est la vie!
Just select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
Wait, no, wait. Seize the... It's Carpe Diem, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out.
Also, I'll have to be right back.
No problem. It's the annoying thing about me, like, being tired is it just kind of comes and goes. Like, I'll, like, think, oh my god, I need to have a nap, and then 10 minutes later I'll be perfectly fine. I'm just kind of going through those ebbs and flows.
I return of no good.
What, is it like yogurt but it's not yogurt?
Is it called a nougat?
Oh, nougat. I thought you were just a portmanteau of no and yogurt.
Shut up.
I don't know, it could be a
There's
thing.
caramel in it though.
I can't believe it's not yogurt. Well, I mean, it's not yogurt then. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
Damn, son, why would you put that evil in the world? I'm so sorry. Hmm? This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. See, that's a lot of Burning Harbor. It was Minister of Justice Goku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. Is that why you were AFK? Because you needed to use the bathroom because you had too much Burning Harbor?
Didn't have to procure a nougat, no.
I mean, you could do both. And he
Hmm?
entrusted me with ensuring that
Definitely not.
Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that have even been a possibility? What did you just see? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Chikoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated.
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of their crew.
I see. Naruhodo.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time with me on board. From morning until night, every day. But I never imagined what happened here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first class deck. I failed miserably at my attempt, and now Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all I can do to help now, just say the word. I can't leave this cabin for the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime scene. Self included, you see. Let's see. Oh, God. Just saying wrong words. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Do you need to sleep?
No, I'm good, but...
Really?
Look, if we got to the end of this investigation in 20 minutes, maybe the stream will end. But who knows?
Really? You're willing to do that?
Maybe. I mean, that's a good stopping point. But... Oh, wait, no,
Really?
you're reading the dialogue. Yes. I was wondering why you were so
was a very good bit.
enthusiastic.
It was a really good bit.
As long as you don't leave the first class cabin area, I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. What about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. It's the least I can do. Thank you. Seize the moment then. Carpe diem. Naruhodo.
Just
like
select move and we can leave this cabin at last.
Have we already
I should
seen this
just keep-
stuff? I mean, they said
should
this
just-
before, but... Okay.
I should just keep entirely quiet and see if you read all of Cesato's dialogue. Just let it roll.
Five locations? That must be for later cases.
Maybe it's just like their additional save file, so you never actually know how many save files you get.
9th January, 7:48 AM, SS Burya, first class, cabin passageway. I'm finally out of the cabin. Why is there a mousetrap? I have to admit, this isn't... Wait a minute. Next you tell me there'll be more than 8 pieces of evidence back on. Admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation.
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on the study tour by the government. That's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Damn, you just flash those everywhere, dude.
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time.
I don't know. I don't think most kids in toy shop have these.
I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, he never went out of the room, though.
I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you. Oh my god, she has that face of like, wow, I can't believe you really had that much shit.
Please, don't give me that pitying look.
Too late now. Demon Slayer moment.
Oh god, more things to look at. This looks like a plan for the SS Booyah. Shows each deck. Look.
The Burya is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but... How is it such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean?
That's what they asked about the rockets too. Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
Archimedes' principle. It is.
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal, but they're enormous lumps of earth, many, many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Well, I suppose so. Is that it? There wasn't anything more to that? Okay. That's a huge book on the top of the table there. And there's a pen next to it.
Yes, that looks like the ship's log.
Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Wow, prejudice. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought he might appreciate the compliment.
I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san. Even to a sailor. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably that means that there was nothing to report. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it?
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Ring it! Ring it, you coward!
An alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it.
I didn't
You know
read
full
it.
well that's
But
not
this
what
is
the
an
alarm
emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
You know full well, if you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
Ha!
That would justify the handcuffs.
I wish everything would just stop. This ship included.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
This is it. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Did you click on the mousetrap in the end, by the way?
No, I haven't yet.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin could help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Oh, we. Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's a me thing, I guess. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. We need to get inside this cabin here.
No. The sailor's eyes speak volumes. They're clearly saying, "Keep out."
That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. This man's version is definitely more effective.
Doesn't look like he's going to let us pass.
That's a problem. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin.
Not our cabin. It's Kazuma-san's.
Sorry?
Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. Wow. This she remembers for some reason, but she forgets that he didn't step outside of the ship. Out of the cabin, I mean.
You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe we've been calling home.
These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. Shit, numbers to remember.
500 and... How many cabins are there? Shit, same as my PIN number.
Ah, a trap for catching mice. Huge. Wait, mice or rats? Yes. Durga, it's you. Don't fall asleep.
Oh, sorry, I thought that's why you said yes. I was waiting. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan.
Don't fall asleep yet. You got this.
I got this. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk as something as bait.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
What the hell is cheese? Wonder what that tastes like.
Tastes like smelly feet. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shot on your fingers.
Really? But... I suppose you're right.
You weren't actually going to try, were you?
All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know
Oof.
how hungry I've been in those wardrobe.
For you. I'll find a little snack for you later. That's the way to second-class area of the ship. Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it, just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead.
Seaman will surely shoot.
Durka, I'm glad you're awake enough to process that. Oh gee, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started with my talk of running away, and there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright.
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you?
You little third-class lady's maid!
Wow. Oh.
You seem to have caught this sailor on a bad day. This is its son. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman Biff Stroganoff.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I only saw the first pun and then I saw both puns. The best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, about the first class cabinet. It's such a name for a team in Worms, WMD to be honest. Here we are in the finest port of Boya steamship for very important persons. So very important persons. Government officials, kings and queens, and traveling in secret. Many important questions. That is why I am always guarding this place. God, that's amazing. But somehow I left stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean, but Stroganoff is not Hannibal. Thank you.
If I may, I was wondering. Is the cabin next to Mr. Asogi's currently occupied?
Ah! Is that a son? Did you understand that?
Sounded like da. Vinci. I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
Then how is the other guy saying da? Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Well, it sounds like there was somebody in the next door cabin at least.
Da. Yes, it's tantalizing.
Oh god.
Meatloaf, amazing.
Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asogi? His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylotts. Grimsby Roylotts? He is a very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with the murder of the student boy. Okay, so he did it. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is an authentic Western gentleman.
Wow.
Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Island. Does he like bugs? That was harsh.
Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came on board?
That is not your business. Come to think of it. Even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone in there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right?
That is not your business. Are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Duh! All time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all?
It is sad about Ms. Student Boy. You on watch last night as well? Of course! Did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Het. Susaru-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Did you hear any strange noises? Or sense anything was wrong in some way? I said no! Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead to second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yeah, I understand.
Good, now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Did I read that? Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, now I'm like, I don't remember reading this because I was too busy making fun of the pen. This is it. This is the cabin next to us, the one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. I think we went through that.
Yeah, we did, but then he interrupted us. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock on wood. Is it gonna be Herlock Sholmes in there?
I mean, he did say he would need to investigate. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries.
How annoying. Oh! What was that? It came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. Must have been a woman. Whoops.
Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down!
Mr. Holmes!
Mrs. Holmes. I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Please wait, Mr. Holmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about this stress relief. January, SS Boya, first class, cabin number 2. Oh.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Who are you? Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, this cap. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. In that case, who just screamed? Get out, all of you now. This excuses the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimsley Warlock, I believe. Yes, that's me. And you are... I am the one and only! The actual Herlock Sholmes! You've heard of me, no doubt. I am a great detective among us! One who adorns the cover of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. Man used that magazine like a business card. Look at the textures on that business card, though. The print. A detective. I do not trust detectives. Distinctly heard a scream emanating from within. These women was. So there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? I honestly, I just need a nap and I'll be fine.
You need sleep, sir.
I just want to get to a good stopping point, you know?
I know.
How could anyone fit in a small trunk like that?
I feel like the good stopping point of this game is very hard to get to, though.
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk? Don't look at me.
That's a statement. Oh my! Did you see that? It's a Naruhodo.
Yes! The case just shook! Because there's no such thing as halfway cases. Leave now, otherwise I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsley B. Royland. There's no doubt about it. The strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
Next time!
On Ace Attorney. The great Ace Attorney.
Tomorrow, I'll make sure I have a nap in the middle of the day if I don't sleep well.
Are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I can as long as you can.
Okay, let me get back to you on it. Because I just got Game Pass and I only have Game Pass for a month, so I might have to like work something else out at the same hour. Priorities.
I don't understand.
I'll get back to you again.
I know I already saved. That's not me being asleep. That's just me being anal.
Save it twice, so if you save, I
always do in Pokemon. Sorry about that, everyone. I wanted the stream longer, but don't worry. If you're watching this live or via VOD, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, etc., etc., etc. I hope you're having a good day, whatever way you got here, and see you in the next one. Bye.
Take care, everyone.